This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by my old friend, top trainer and pundit Gary Logan. Gary, how are you?
Good. Considering the circumstances, just keep my spirits up. Trying to keep everybody's spirits up. It's just a tough time to be going into Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. But hopefully, New Year will bring new hope. But I know it hasn't looked that way in the last few weeks. But I'm an eternal optimist, as everyone knows. But we'll see how we get on. We're here to review 2021, not the state of the world, fortunately, but more the state of boxing, which has had its highs and lows. Just tell us, I guess, in a few sentences or a few thoughts, how would you reflect on boxing in 2021? What will you remember?
Oh, God. Probably say the fight that reached out to everybody probably sort of delivered, which was the Wilder and Fury spectacle. That fight delivered. Although I would qualify that saying that is nowhere near, for me personally, anywhere near any of history's best heavyweight fights. Although it was exciting, I don't believe it was. I think Riddick Bowe, Holyfield 1 blows it out of the water. I think both Tyson and Ruddock fights blow it out of the water, if I was being honest. But, it's a good fight. It's dramatic. But, yeah, it got the man and the woman in the street talking about boxing. So, yeah.
Well, that's a positive. How tough has it been for you personally, the pro training, also the work you do outside of competitive boxing with, keep fitters and white collar people that want to learn a bit of boxing? How tough has it been with the kind of shadow of the pandemic cast over everything?
Well, I've been quite fortunate. I mean, most of the time, the government didn't restrict us from working with clients outdoors most of the time. So that was fine. Just transferred it over, during the summer months and that. We're outside or whatever. I mean, or the spring, was it, the last time there was a lockdown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was quite easy to do that. Because I'm obviously an elite professional, I was able to continue doing what I love doing, which is working with my fighters through the times when they had lockdown. I was still allowed to use the gym facilities because of my status. So on that point, great. On the other point, actually getting the guys to actually have bouts, it was tough. Dion Dreamer went through an injury of losing and consequently losing his license, only now just getting it back. And my other good fighter, Dino Richardson, just didn't have any work to get out there because he's with a small hall promoter. And it's one thing the pandemic has killed or nearly has gone out of its way to potentially destroy has been small hall boxing. We've just not had many small hall promoters putting on shows, being able to afford to put on shows. So it has been difficult.
Are there any kind of springs of hope for 2022 on the small hall score? I know, like you say, Dean Richardson, he's with Goodwin?
Yeah, no, his contract has just come to an end now. So we will announce very soon. He has signed with someone. It sounds very exciting. It is very exciting for Dino, but I can't say nothing now.
Okay.
I am not at liberty to say anything now, but in the coming weeks, in the coming days, it will be announced. And Dion and Dino, you can see where I get confused. Dino is very excited. He's back in the gym. He had an injury as well, which was always affecting his confidence. He just couldn't go. He was able to train, but he just couldn't go full out. And at the same time, he didn't want to leave boxing. He didn't want to leave the ability to be in the gym and keep learning, but he had an injury that it became insurmountable. And so he's dealt with that now. And so now he's returned with a new management team and a new vision of getting to the top of the super welterweight, the exciting super welterweight scene in this country and in UK in general.
Now, Dion had an eye injury that initially prevented him having his British title fight. And then, as you said, lost his license, now in the process of getting it back. What's the status with him physically? Did he have to have surgery in the end?
He had surgery, but he's got it back now. Thankfully, the advances in science mean that the sort of injury that Dion had in even 7 years ago, that's it. There's no chance you get your license back.
Wow.
But, you know, modern science has said that your eyes are one of the strongest pieces of equipment in our body, and they can repair as such. And thankfully, his is repaired as such. It's actually been repaired back stronger, according to his specialist. And so, you know, with that, the board have kindly given him back his license back, and you know, he'll probably have one fight, and then he'll be straight back in there for British title, or British and Commonwealth.
Where would you like to see those two guys by the end of next year?
I'd like to see Dion by the end of next year, British and Commonwealth, possibly European title challenger and world ranked, and possibly. The great thing is that we've got good cruiserweights with the opportunity to fight, as we've seen with Lawrence Okoli, to fight for and win titles at the world level. And I know that Dion and Lawrence have had various exchanges down over the last couple of years, and I'm pretty much sure that's a fight that, should Dion deliver his end and become the fighter that I know he can be by winning major titles, that there's a fight that can be made down the road for him and Okoli. But, you know, with that in mind, you know, Isaac Chamberlain just won a IBF sort of intercontinental title. We've always wanted to fight Isaac. You know what the thing is, it's so frustrating. I've been very, very spoilt by having a fight with the attitude of Dion Juma. I've been very, very spoilt, but in many ways it's not spoilt, because it's made me know what other fighters have to live up to, the attitude they have to have when they get in the gym, the attitude they have to want to be a better fighter, the intensity, the strong character that it takes to come back continually from the injuries and illnesses that Dion Juma has had over the years, and still want to be the best they possibly can be in the ring. And in order to do that, just sign up mentally for fighting whoever's out there. Dion will fight whoever's out there. And that's such a rare thing, because unfortunately, a lot of the kids, they've got caught up in the whole Mayweather, always go out on your own record, but they don't realize that Floyd fought a lot of good fighters to get to that O, you know? My only criticism of Floyd is that he didn't ever hold an undisputed title, but the fact is his work ethic meant that his work ethic attributed to his success, and he beat most of the best that was out there. And I think that's what Dion's followed. All Dion wants to do is fight people, but all these other fighters is sort of like, well, no, if I go this route, I can avoid this guy. I'll say it blatantly, Dion is the most avoided cruiserweight in the country. He has been for the last 2 years. He's given everybody an opportunity to fight him, and they decided to go their other ways. And unfortunately, Chris Billam-Smith was going to step up to the plate. A former amateur foe of Dion's, who Dion beat twice in the amateurs. Not saying that it guarantees professional victory, but I believe that Dion would have beaten him on that night, and I do believe that should they fight, Dion will beat him.
And you mentioned earlier Fury Wilder 3 as being an entertaining spectacle. What are some of the best fights you've seen in the UK this year? What stands out?
Oh my God. It's got to be Troy Williamson and Ted Cheeseman, isn't it?
Oh, that was a great fight, yeah. Good pick.
It's got to be. It really has. That was some fight. You know, my hat goes out to Ted. He is our own ARTURO GATTI, isn't he? He puts it on the line every time he fights. You know, Tony Sims has done an amazing job with Ted, because he sort of curbed Ted's natural aggression and made him a bit more savvy. But at the end of the day, I just think that the hard fights caught up with him. I think the continual hard fights just caught up with him, and a very good Williamson was better on the night, but it was a really, really good fight. I really enjoyed watching.
Now, you'll have to think a little bit about this one, but try and pick out for us, if you can, someone worth watching in 2022, aside from your own fighters. So it might be someone you've seen on TV, someone you've had in for sparring with your guys, just someone you've noticed.
I still want to see the story of Dennis McCann. I like Dennis. I like his nastiness. I like his long-range punching, his short-range punching. He doesn't mind how he fights. He just wants to get better. I'd probably say Dennis. I'm not sure who else that's really caught my eye that's made me think. I don't know. It'd probably be Dennis. Dennis is really the one that makes me think, this guy can at least be European champion. And to be a European champion takes a lot of ability. And I definitely think he'll win a British title, and I definitely think he'll win a European. And I think it's because I've signed up to admiring him through his career and what he's gone through, that I just want to see it through. It's just a really interesting story.
So you're invested in him?
Yeah. And then, Alan Smith's a really, really good friend of mine. Always given me a lot of time in boxing. And me and Alan go way back when he was at Marbles Lane. Remember him from those days when he was at Marbles Lane in amateurs. So, I'd really like to see him get access with Dennis, But his whole camp are just, they're all coming through. Pierce O'Leary. There's some good fighters down there, man.
CJ.
CJ, yeah. See, oh my God, how could I forget? I think CJ's a very interesting story because up until the other night, I just thought, has he got that extra bit of viciousness that it takes to get to the next level? And he showed it the other night. He could have easily coasted to a points victory the other night, but he decided to end it. He's decided to end it excitingly. So yeah, CJ's up there as well. He's a lovely guy as well.
Great stuff. Gary, have a great Christmas and New Year. And I'm sure we'll catch up again early into 2022.
Yes, mate, definitely. You too. Look after yourself.
Thank you.